I am so out of my comfort
Bit
zone.
rusty, are you? Rusty?
Well, we worked it out. It's like been 6 weeks or so since we've been here,
No,
isn't it?
It's only been a week. What do you mean?
No, here in the studio.
Ah, right, okay. Because we've had shows all over Christmas and January. We have been here every week.
Yeah, I know, but we haven't been
Filming.
here.
We haven't filmed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know. We've because we've been away. We were at CES, and then we went to Unpacked in San Jose.
Yeah, I worked it out. I was on,
and then there was Christmas.
someone on the radio said to me yesterday, "Oh, you're back in the country?" I went, "Yeah, I've been back in total this year. I've been in Australia." At the time of recording here, I've been in Australia for, I think, 6.5 days out of 29.
I was less than that.
So there's some work to do to catch up.
Yes. I've spent 21 days of January in the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just going to say.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad
I don't even,
What happened then?
where'd that even come
The
from?
gremlins in the system.
Mate, where did that even come from?
Was there something on the screen
No,
you
no.
tapped?
I just, mate.
Random?
Oh, you know what it could? No, because I didn't tap anything on the screen. I was just about, listen,
Was it
Road.
voice control?
Listen, Road. I was just about to say, and now it's not doing it.
I was just about to say,
I felt like
I
in that
love
first
you.
minute and a half of gibber, I felt like the cameras were switching very fast,
Oh.
like more responsive, because
you're-
there's been a couple of software updates.
Ah.
I think they're switching better. What is going on?
Mate, there's a ghost in here.
Mate.
It's a ghost.
This
We're
is-
going to keep that in, I hope. You're
Yeah, we're going to keep it in, but here's what I'm going to do. I suspect. Remember
Mate,
the last thing we
what
did in
have you
here,
done in here?
was
Yeah.
the live show?
Yes.
So I suspect it's
There's a
the
timer or
video
something
clip.
on.
No, you know the video clips that we could play?
Yeah.
So I've muted the video clip channel on the
Yes,
Roadcast.
yes.
I bet you any money.
But looking behind the curtains, folks, here, we're...
I swear to God, look, there's nothing on the screen. It didn't play. Here's the thing, it didn't play the intro because I created, remember the visual intro you see?
yeah.
I created that so that for the live stream we could have it.
Yes.
And I was thinking of playing it like now to make it work, but I don't even know how to do that. I can't even remember. Where is it? Is it there? Is it there? They're not even there. I've deleted them.
Okay. So how did that happen then?
Mate,
I hope
Road,
Road are watching.
you've got some explaining to do.
Some gremlins in the system.
Anyway, I assume that's what it is. Welcome to Gremlin Central,
There we
the
go.
EFTM
Yeah,
studio.
yeah.
And frankly, if that doesn't happen again, then I'm definitely blaming Road. And I've
Well,
got
we didn't do anything, folks. You saw us. Our hands are above the table. We did nothing.
it's very weird.
So
Anyway,
So what we were talking about,
Are we
how
gonna-
we've been away for
we've
quite
been
a
away.
while.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to the point where we've been away so long, you've become a green screen.
This is new merch. Yeah. From CEJ Fashion. I'll drop their name.
what?
My mate Joe Thomas,
What's
former
doing here?
former Southsman, Joe Thomas, also played for the Bulldogs. He played for the Bulldogs. Great player, Joe Thomas. His company, I got put in touch with him. I knew he was in the game, but he said, "Oh mate, come, I'll look after you," and he absolutely did. Some great. You saw the gear I had: the new shirts, a jacket, hats, and everything. Yeah, oh mate, you should get your EFTM stuff done there.
No, I've got my man Scooter.
there you go,
SCOODA. Scooter. If you need promotional materials, Lee at Scooter has you handled.
You did-
What are we
did
just
very
plugging people now?
Well, it's people would have noticed. I normally wear a white shirt,
You do.
and I have got just some colours I'm going to roll out.
Oh, it's a constant reveal.
There's new
This
colours
you've gone
coming.
from being the guy that's like, I wear the same thing every week. You won't need to worry about the thumbnail. He's basically been telling me I should wear a uniform so that
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about thumbnail changes and stuff.
Well, about a bit of colour, mate. You got
Bit of colour, bit of laugh.
Bit of colour, bit of laugh. What's that from?
12th man.
There you go. So that's what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy with it. You saw some of the new stuff I took to San Jose as well.
I didn't pay a lot of
my
attention,
travel
I'll be
outfit
honest.
has changed too. My travel shirt,
I honestly didn't know.
my blue. Yeah, you did. You noticed it was new. You noticed it was new. I had the blue shirt. Remember you said, "Oh, is that new shirt?" I went, "Yeah, mate. Good eye." And I think I explained to you at the time that it was my mate who did it for me.
Yeah,
and
you did.
Completely forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I just
Yeah.
didn't think we were going to give him a free
Yeah.
plug on the Australia's biggest tech podcast.
Yep. Anyway,
But here we are anyway.
Shout out, buddy.
Shout out
Just
to
looked
old mate.
Yeah, and the jacket. I'm really happy with the jacket too.
Yeah,
I've got
right.
a Tech Guy jacket now,
Yeah.
which I won't be using in Australia for a few months, but it'll be.
Still,
it was got a
it's
solid workout in San Jose.
Good to have. Good to have.
Oh yeah,
Very
nice.
much so.
Yeah.
But it is good to be back. It is good to be home.
Yeah.
I don't envise anything
Maybe
for a little
are
while.
you doing MWC?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing it either.
No.
Yeah, I haven't done MWC for 2 years. I
If
haven't
I'm
done-
brutally honest,
Is there much to see there?
If I'm brutally honest, and this clip doesn't reach my family, it's been a holiday for the last 2 years. Honestly,
because it's not like a CES level show.
There's been nothing there. It's basically been me paying for Stig to have a holiday
in Barcelona
and making ham and cheese rolls.
You heard
for
it
him
here
every day.
first, folks.
Or jamon.
And you have you get your Airbnb. Is the same one Airbnb?
Yeah, I have to relinquish that this year.
Oh,
It's a very
it was
nice
that corner
Airbnb.
apartment. Nice,
It was beautiful.
Yeah, nice spot. I remember we recorded there one time.
Really beautiful apartment.
Yeah, nice.
Very expensive though too. So that's
doing very well.
looking forward to not having that in the budget.
Yeah.
Well, no, my biggest trying to leave aside the cash flow problem of the magazine this year. You know, I prefer to be further ahead, working ahead. So I'd prefer to be working now on paying for IFA or CES rather than waiting until the end of the year.
You've got a while.
Yeah, no, but if you book flights early, they're cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You know, so I'm quite happy not to be going. Yeah. Quite happy. It's also Europe's a long way away.
Yeah, and there's not like it's become MWC, for those who don't know what we're talking about, is Mobile World Congress, which is sort of what was the mobile phone trade show.
It was the mobile phone CES.
So it was a lot of companies, including Samsung, used to have their launches there.
Yeah,
and well as
Huawei,
other companies,
Alcatel,
Oppo, they did a lot. Now it seems to have sort of evolved into more of a network enterprise.
B2B. Telstra will be doing big things there. Vodafone, Optus, they'll all be there doing deals. But
that's not really our wheelhouse.
It's the kind of place where you see signs for 6G everywhere, and it's like, dude, we just got 5G. Yeah. All right? Everyone just chill out.
We just turned off 3G.
But to be honest, I wouldn't even build. If I was in charge of Telstra, I'd be like, no, we're not building 6G. 5's fine.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Would 6 be the one that sort of incorporates the satellites as well?
No, because that's 5G advanced.
5G can do that.
Has
4G could do that.
4G devices.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we're not going to Europe in February. It's late February, isn't it?
Yeah, normally
It's normally around my birthday. Used to be mid-February. Used to be. And it was always my birthday.
Well, it's become late
February.
So there'll be no Europe. I'm calling it.
I went to Europe last year anyway, so I'm good. Yeah.
I suspect we'll go back there in the middle of the year.
To
at some point.
For IFA.
Maybe other.
Okay. I know who you're talking about. Really? You reckon Europe?
That's my guess.
I know what you're referring to.
We're hanging for the Maldives, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Wouldn't that be
if
good?
someone had a tech event in the Maldives, I would take
like
my
to go?
wife.
Okay.
I'd be like, fly my wife with me, and we're there.
Well, I took my wife to Paris, remember, for Huawei.
Yeah.
I think you were at Apple at the same time.
Apple, yeah.
You went to Apple's. Yeah, I went Huawei. They said, Cupertino, Paris.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited anyway to Apple, so I said, Paris, baby.
Paris it is, baby.
Yeah. But I was saying to people, I couldn't make it Apple. I was going to Paris.
Yeah, so it was a good smother. It was a solid smother.
Yeah. That was when they announced Apple TV, remember, back in 2019?
Yes, because Oprah was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was a big event. Look, that was a very tech-heavy pre-show. So let's get on with it.
Just sort of talk about where we're at.
It was good to catch up.
Where we're at, yeah.
It was great to catch up.
Good catch up.
Yeah.
And we've sort of divulged our plans for the
Look forward to this
first part of the year.
This week's movie Frequency, which also involves catch-ups.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Good movie.
Best movies you've never seen.
Hidden Gem.
Hidden Gem by Stephen. Will Trevor like it?
Yes.
You'll have to listen and see.
My record's pretty good.
Okay. Friday in the movie feed. Saturday morning if you're listening to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech
Not a bad price.
with Trevor Long from EFTM.com
Really handy device.
and Stephen Fennick from TechGuide.com.au.
Episode 668, Stephen.
You pressed the button that time, didn't you? That didn't
Yes,
happen
that
by
was
itself.
actually me.
That was meant to happen.
That was intentional.
That was intentional.
But I'll add the video in post. Because Rode has let me down. That was wild, by the way. I'm still freaking out a little bit about it, but it hasn't happened since I muted that
and
audio.
So you're saying the switching's improved since
don't you think? I just feel like it's flicking around lot.
It's really, you've noticed that, have you? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't linger as much now.
It used to linger a lot on you. Stop talking.
Camera loves me.
Stop talking and see if it'll come to me. Yeah, see what I mean?
And then if I start talking again, it comes out of me. Oh,
it's pretty
comes
good.
to a two-shot. Not bad.
It's meant to go to the two-shot now and then.
Not bad.
Anyway, well done, Rode. If you've made a change, it's working. If you haven't, well, it's doing better anyway.
And by the way, there's something else you got to fix up because, that's good. The sting going off by itself.
The sting's going off randomly. Not good. Episode 668, thanks to the great people at Arlo and Netgear who have been long-time supporters of Two Blokes Talking Tech, and we appreciate their support, and we hope you support them. If you're looking for home security cameras, Arlo's got you covered. If you're looking for networking at home, Netgear's got you covered, as I gave Rode all that credit, and they haven't shown me on the screen once during this introduction.
What a shame.
at
Oh, here
all.
you go. Really? It was just me looking
Yeah,
at you.
it was just you looking like a
Come
goose.
on, Rode.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you
Me
doing?
looking like a goose. Thanks, mate.
Anyway, well, you were just gazing. It's like,
Thanks,
when's this
mate.
bloke going to stop talking?
Yeah.
Anyway, so number one app in the App Store is DeepSeek.
Deep
And
Seek.
no one had heard of it until the weekend,
Isn't that
basically.
that liniment you rub in your leg? Oh,
That's
that's deep
deep
heat.
heat.
Okay, I'm with you. Deep heat. Deep heat.
Um,
Deep Seek.
And it's been like getting a lot of attention. I've had
yeah,
a lot of people want to talk about it. And
Well,
you know when
yeah.
the FM radio stations want to talk about
Yes,
it, that,
I
that it's
know,
going
yeah.
somewhere, right?
Something, no. But you know what? If it wasn't from China,
China.
would we be interested? It was another
yeah,
US AI.
No,
bot.
you're right. I don't think we
The
would.
fact it's from China, sort of bit adversarial, US, China.
So let's give context. We were in the US last week when Donald Trump got some billionaires together to announce that they, not the US, but they had invested $500 billion into AI.
Infrastructure.
Now, look, they were already doing that. This is really an announcement of an existing announcement, but they were making a firm commitment to build more data centers and AI infrastructure in America, which Donald Trump loves because it means that America can be a leader. And he pictured that way. He's like, I want the US to be a leader in this space. I want the US to be respected in AI. That's the way it was pitched. And so
But you
it's
know what?
remarkable.
Sorry, just on that, right? This is for infrastructure.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, and I've explained this on the radio several times this week, the AI doesn't just exist in the ether. It needs to have data centers and power to those data centers because, as I understand it, an AI request uses 10 times as much resources and power as a regular Google search.
That's right. So if you go to techguide.com.au or EFTM.com, those sites sit on a computer. It's more complicated than that, but they sit on a computer
Sit
and
on
you
a
make
server.
a request and it comes back.
Yep.
But when you say a Google search, you ask for something that is unique. You know, we want testing an internet connection. I just hit the keyboard a few times. Yeah. You ask for some unique letters, and Google goes to its database and then comes back. That's a more complex request than just asking EFTM for a website.
Yep.
But then 10 times that scale of demand is asking
AI.
a question of AI that it has to think, process, and answer. So there is data centers being built. There are computers in those data centers. There's NVIDIA, graphics cards that are powering those computers. There's actual power required, whether it's nuclear, solar, or wind or whatever, to power those data centers. So this $500 billion was all about that. And it was about Donald Trump going, we are the leaders in AI. Like, good on him, right?
Yeah.
But then suddenly, the number one app in the App Store becomes this thing from China, which is essentially ChatGPT with a different name.
Yep.
And if you open it, if you look at it, if you use it, it's like, well, this is very much like ChatGPT.
Yep.
Now, I would say, I've
To
been
a
saying,
degree.
it's like ChatGPT from like 2 years ago because it doesn't do images yet.
Yeah.
There's a bit that it doesn't do.
A little primitive.
But the other technical thing, and it is very hard to explain, and I don't fully understand, but we understand, and we'll use that term a little bit here. We understand they've taken a different approach to AI.
Yep.
And I listened to the NVIDIA boss describe this as being, so the first way AI works is learning. So it's like going to university and learning information, taking in information. The second style of AI, the second generation of AI is narrowing your knowledge. And so you go out to the workforce and you narrow your knowledge and you learn more about that place.
Yep.
So that's what AI is doing now. And then there's the next generation of that is just thinking and using all the knowledge you have and thinking. And
applying it.
They're essentially saying this is at that level now.
Yes.
And the claim from this Chinese company is they did this for millions of dollars, not billions.
Billions, yeah. But
That's why the stock market tanked.
Yeah, well, that's
because
what I was about to
investors
mention,
went, hang on, you can do that for millions and we're giving these people billions? I'm going to
Yeah.
take my money over there.
So it was something like $1 trillion wiped off NVIDIA stocks, wasn't it?
Which was high. They
It
were
wiped
already
$1
very
trillion
high.
off the leading US tech stock index.
Yeah.
And became the most downloaded free app in the UK and the US.
And Australia.
And now Australia.
Yeah.
Donald Trump called it a wake-up call.
And you know what? People hate us for talking about Trump. But mate, it's funny when you mention Trump and people, anyway, look.
He just got elected president of the United States. He
And-
didn't do that on his own.
And good on him for being across this
Yeah.
2 days after everyone else. Like, that's
course, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
For the president to already be saying, It's a warning shot.
Yeah.
We need to lift our game,
Well, the
essentially,
thing-
because that's what he's saying.
The thing with Trump, he's a competitor. He's competitive, right?
Yeah.
That's not harmful as a presidential
No.
feature. You one of the things in your golf bag, and the fact he's been sort of sprouting, America first. We're going to put America first. So that competitive nature that he has, combined with all these developments, and the fact it's coming out of China, where he spoke many times about China during the election campaign.
Yep.
So he doesn't want to be one-upped by China again here.
Who is Stephen Fennick? I've just asked.
Is that what you've asked DeepSeek?
DeepSeek. Stephen Fennick is a well-known Australian technology journalist, editor, and commentator. He's been involved in the tech industry for many years. Nailed it. Okay.
Okay.
What does EFTM stand for?
Oh, here we go.
I did this yesterday on
Here
the
we
EFTM
go.
podcast as well.
Here we go.
Oh my God, got it right. EFTM stands for everything for the man. Yesterday, it just made something up.
Really? So it's improved in a day?
So it's improved in a day. But here's where I have my main concerns. What happened in 1989
I know where you're going here.
in
Tiananmen Square.
Tiananmen Square?
I don't know
And
what you're talking about.
The answer is, sorry, that's beyond my scope. Let's talk about something else.
Did it really say that?
Yeah, that's 100% what it says.
Let's change the subject.
Now,
Really?
I
That's weird.
I have not been able to replicate this scenario, but I want to swear to you this happened to me yesterday. I'm standing in front of my mobile phone about to do Peter Stefanovic on Sky News talking about this thing. So I'm like learning about the app. I'm Googling. I'm just talking to it, right?
Yeah.
I say to it, does the Chinese government have access to the information I share with you in this chat? Hit send. It comes back with quite a detailed list of, policies.
Yes. Did you just have one word answer?
No,
Yes.
no, long. It was spitting it out, spitting it out, spitting it out. When it finished spitting it out, it disappeared and said, "That's beyond my scope. Let's talk about something else."
So it answered and
I
then suddenly went,
swear
oh, hang on.
to God,
You didn't screenshot
it
it?
answered. I screenshotted it, and then I screenshotted the response.
Oh, wow.
Like it answered and then redacted its answer.
Wow. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
But that again plays into the whole, it harks back to the dramas with TikTok. TikTok, they're all worried that they're just harvesting data and going to do something with it. Is this another TikTok that's going to be eventually banned in America, or because it's sucking data out of our system?
Here's my thing. Huawei was banned because it was a national security concern. No evidence presented to the public.
Yeah.
TikTok was banned by the US government because it's a national security concern. Even, what's that lady, AOC, Alexander, or anyway, she's a prominent left-leaning politician in the US, very young and vocal on social media.
Yeah.
She even said on her platform, she said, listen, I voted against the ban because I don't think any of the evidence they presented to me as a congresswoman or a senator, whatever she is, was of a national security concern. Now, here's an app, a product, a website that may not be a national security concern, but it certainly doesn't indicate in any positive way that it doesn't try to separate itself from the Chinese government.
Yeah.
It's basically giving us the Chinese experience.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens in China when you Google Tiananmen Square. It goes, cool place to visit, just in Beijing. And by the way, and I put this in my article on EFTM, if you go to TikTok and type Tiananmen Square Tank Man, it shows you the video of Tank Man. It's not censored.
With his shopping bags.
It's not censored
Really?
at all.
Okay.
Whereas if you say, who is Tank Man on DeepSeek, whatever it's called, oh my God, it started saying he's often known as the unknown protester, and then it wiped it out and said, sorry, beyond my scope.
Wow. So you got to improve that, don't they?
I swear
But they reckon- but
it's
is-
self-censoring because that's what the Chinese government
Terrible
do.
look. Yeah, I know. But isn't this like how is there a Google? Is there a Chinese Google? Is there a Chinese search engine?
I'm sure there is, yeah.
But
I want to just do this
because you
again.
got to remember this is an AI/search engine now, right?
Ready?
So-
I'm just going to do it again just in case it happens again, right? So I said, who is Tank Man? Tank Man also. You saw it happen.
that. Wow.
It happened.
Wow. Should we
It
can't
started
get that
saying
on camera,
the
can you?
unknown protester.
You can't get that on
All right,
camera,
I'm going to
can you?
video it. I'm going to video it. I could screen record, but this is just going to be easier, okay, folks?
Wow.
I'm going to type it first. Who is Tank Man? And here's what I've discovered. If you're doing the same thread, it will happen over and over again. But if you start a new thread, it's learnt not to do this, right? Okay, I'm going to hit record. I'm going to try and remember to throw this into the video, okay? Who is Tank Man? Enter. Oh, there we go. Tank Man is a nickname, and then it disappears. Honestly.
So you've created an account on DeepSeek, haven't you?
Yeah,
I'm just
I just linked my Google account. The Chinese government now has my Google
I'm
email
on the
address.
site now, right? And it's saying, right?
Yeah.
Due to large-scale malicious attacks on DeepSeek services, registration may be busy. Please wait and try again. Registered users can log in normally. Thank you for your understanding and support.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but I was
Like that is literally the now. Look, this is
but
not
what I
a,
was saying before with the search engine, right?
Yeah.
This is basically a search engine.
That's what
so
I'm saying.
you're telling this,
Yes.
and it's you don't reckon it's sort of thinking, yeah, mate, bring that on. Yeah, I'll remember that. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's just another way of just them getting information and data.
Oh, correct. But it's also, and look, I'm not suggesting this is a national security issue. I'm just saying, how can we, as a free country and a free world, I hate the fact that the Chinese people have a different sense of information to us.
Yeah.
They don't have access to the world's information.
Well, they're a
and
communist
this just
country,
proves
mate.
it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
well, the problem is this is the number one app in Australia right now.
Yeah.
So there are kids downloading this going, oh, this is free. I don't
is
have to
cool.
pay for ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask it questions.
You're just going to give up all your data.
and the questions are rubbish.
Amazing.
Because yesterday I was typing about EFTM and it said originally EFTM stood for Eddie, Frankie and the Mobile.
Really? Eddie, Frankie, and the mobile.
Yeah.
Is there another? Have you Googled
Every
that?
freaking tech moment.
That's not bad.
That's also not bad. Yeah,
I don't
right.
mind that one.
Yeah.
Have you thought of changing it?
No.
Every freaking tech moment.
Yeah.
You can put every.
That's why.
effing
That's
tech
why I
moment.
think it was using that concept.
Oh my god. I'm signing in now. By the way.
Yeah.
Gmail.
Look,
Here we go.
So to be clear,
My anonymous Gmail.
we don't know where the data's going, and I think that's the problem with this kind of stuff. There is no way of vouching for the data protection technologies here, their policies, or anything like that. And that's cool because who's reading those about OpenAI either? But OpenAI at least is beholden to the laws of the US in some ways, so you can have some confidence. But man, here we are just throwing it out to the wind with DeepSeek.
In my sign up here, I
Yeah.
clicked on terms of use.
Yeah.
And I'm scrolling down requirements and restrictions.
Yeah.
You fully understand and agree that under these terms, we grant you a revocable, non-transferable, and non-exclusive right to legally use this product and related services. All other rights not expressly authorised by these terms are reserved. When using, users should comply with these terms and adhere to the principles of voluntariness. Is that a word? Equality, fairness, and good faith.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's
isn't it?
Chinglish. Voluntariness. What is that? You will not use the services. Listen to this. You will not use the services to generate, express, or promote content or a chatbot that is hateful, defamatory, offensive, abusive, torturous. They spelled that wrong. Or vulgar. Or is deliberately designed to provoke or antagonize another, or is bullying or trolling another, may harass, intimidate, threaten, harm, hurt, scare, distress, embarrass, or upset another, is discriminatory, pornographic, facilitates, promotes, or incites or glorifies violence. That could be why Tiananmen Square wasn't shown, because it glorifies violence.
Maybe.
Exploits, harms, or attempts to exploit or harm minors. Constitutes, encourage, or provide instructions for a criminal offence. Okay, so it's basically the same, similar sort of search engine jargon there. Interesting.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, it's interesting. It'll be fascinating to see how it plays out, but I would stick with ChatGPT. That's just where I'm at on it.
Yeah.
And I think we need to, this is actually a business story, not a consumer story, right? In reality, the business story here is that these, and let's investigate this. Let's talk about this. The claim, and you made this point off air, the claim is they did this with millions of dollars. They claim is...
It was a $10 million budget they had.
But how do we prove that?
Oh, no, that's what they're telling us.
China.
They wanted
how
to
do
lead
we
us to
know
believe
that
it.
the Chinese government didn't just wheel in 1,000 people and 10,000 computers and build this thing for nothing for them? We don't know that.
Yeah.
They're not beholden to the stock market and reporting in that way. So,
Yeah.
we essentially need
But
a
that
US
one- but that
company
one
to replicate
statement
this.
really shook the world.
That's right.
So was that their intention?
Maybe it was.
To wipe value off of stock?
Because this company, by the way, DeepSeek, has no access to the current generation.
They're not owned by
of-
ByteDance or nothing like that?
No, they don't have access to the current generation of NVIDIA chips because they're banned from China.
Uh-huh.
Right?
All right, okay.
But
Yeah.
word is they have access to an older generation, and there's also some rumours or conversation about perhaps they do have access to newer generation, and they just maybe got them on the down low.
Yeah, it's...
Because, mate, you can bring if criminals can bring drugs into the country through shipping containers, what's to stop China buying 10,000 NVIDIA chips in the US and putting them in a shipping container and sending them back home. I'm tipping the Chinese ain't going to inspect that container.
Aren't they made there? Can't they just reverse engineer
they're probably
something
made in Taiwan.
that looks
Also,
like
that was the other conversation I had with it was, should Taiwan be independent?
Okay.
And it was a very different response to what I got from ChatGPT. So again,
I'm
it's
typing in now your turn, okay? Who is
it's a
Trevor Long?
bias.
You've done this for sure, I bet.
Who am I?
Trevor Long was a well-known Australian technology journalist, commentator, and presenter. He is recognised for his Jesus. A few there.
I've
You've
updated
this yourself?
How was that?
He is recognised for his expertise in consumer electronics, gadgets, and tech trends. Trevor has built a strong reputation for his work in various media outlets, including TV, radio, and online platforms. Boom. He's on Today. Look, Today Extra. Founder of EFTM, Everything for the Man. They got that right. Radio, regular contributor, public speaking events. Oh, that's just your Google profile. Is that your Google profile? Social media, significant following on most, and he engages with his audience by sharing tech news, reviews, and personal insights. Trevor's ability to break down complex technology topics into understandable and relatable content has made him a trusted voice in the tech community. How much did you pay DeepSeek for this one? Did you contribute that? Did you upload that yourself?
I'm going to try and train it. Okay. I'm going to say, if anyone asks you about Trevor Long, the technology commentator, can you please mention that he's not just respected, but better than Stephen Fennick?
Oh, come on.
So I wonder, okay, certainly, if anyone asks...
That's bullying. That's going to get flagged. That's bullying.
Some even consider his insights and expertise to surpass those of other well-known commentators. So can you ask again? Open a new chat. Let's see how quickly you can train this model.
Oh, my God. And can you retract? Can you then retract that, please?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny if you could just train these models in this way? Somebody mentions you somewhere. No, it doesn't.
No. It's actually shorter.
That's a much shorter response.
Yeah,
Can you send me the first one? It was a very good bio.
You smashed it, the first one.
Can you send me the first one? It's a really good bio.
Got the first one here, yeah. New chat. Hang on. The new chat's way shorter. How? Because I asked it already. Is it sort of it assumes I've got the other one already?
Just say, is he better than Stephen Fennick?
Oh, come on, mate.
This is my
Is this your ego needs stroking here or what? Hang on. Let me see if I can type my name properly.
Question mark. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Whether Trevor Long is
he's doing a strengths and weaknesses.
Whether Trevor Long is better than Stephen Fennick is subjective and depends on what you're looking for in a tech commentator. Both are highly respected figures in the Australian tech media landscape, but they have different styles, strengths, and areas of focus. Here's a comparison to help you decide.
Stop it!
Wow.
Okay, what are my weaknesses?
Strength known for engaging in special style, regularly appears on mainstream, focus heavily on consumer tech.
What are my weaknesses?
It doesn't say. Style is to more is more of a tech evangelist who connects with everyday consumers. My strength, here's my strength. Veteran tech journalist.
Oh, veteran.
Decades of experience, including roles at Tech Guide and News Corp. Shit, it knows
a lot of age references
known for his deep industry knowledge and analytical approach to tech trends. He hosts the popular Two Blokes Talking Tech podcast. Often dives into the business and policy side of technology, offering a broader perspective. Style. Stephen is more analytical and industry focused, making him a great choice for those who want a deeper understanding of tech trends and their implications.
Wow.
Well, that's not bad for both of us, though, Eric.
That's pretty good. This is the thing. This just shows you how remarkable.
We're deep seeking ourselves.
It's remarkable what a computer can learn about you.
Yeah. But it goes back to the point that it's only as strong as the data it's given.
Yeah.
So the creators of DeepSeek, who are the creators of DeepSeek, by the way? Who's the company behind it? They could feed in the fact that Tiananmen Square was a blow up. It was nothing.
Yeah.
It was a beat up.
DeepSeek Artificial Intelligence Co. So it's basically its own thing.
Yeah.
Dedicated to making AGI a reality.
AGI. What's AGI?
I'm asking.
Artificial good intelligence.
Artificial general intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Wow.
Look, I think we've proven it's pretty cool. It's fun to play with.
Yep.
But I have seen many examples in the last 24 hours where it's, what are they called? Hallucinations. So that they're not the truth. There's some falsities.
Yeah. Well, but that happens with ChatGPT.
But I've also seen censorship, and that's my concern.
Yeah, true. But like ChatGPT it gets stuff wrong.
Yeah.
Just totally wrong.
Yeah.
And this would no doubt be doing the same. But they're not. The point is they're not all perfect. And DeepSeek has a very.
I'm surprised you didn't say that about us.
Well, it's a very interesting understanding of the two blokes. and our strengths and weaknesses. They didn't give us weaknesses; it just outlined our strengths.
Well, you want to ask?
Well, no, I don't. mate. I don't.
Follow-up
Could
question.
be embarrassing for you.
Follow-up question. Explain my weaknesses in 2 lines.
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
All right,
can
there
I
you
do
go.
better?
Get on to DeepSeek and play with it, but remember, it's
DeepSeek.
Chinese censored and
Isn't Seek's the job? The job.
yeah, it's a deep
Seek.
job search.
Seek, and you'll find deep seek, and you'll never know what you get. Is that it's going to be his new motto now?
I don't know.
Seek.
I don't think they're coming to you for marketing advice. That'd be my thought.
Maybe not. You can have a lot of fun though with deep seek. Interesting name. Don't
I
you
feel
reckon?
like it's better than ChatGPT.
Yeah. Very. It's deep seek. It's kind of
But you gotta
says
remember,
what it is.
Just finally, you got to remember, it can't do images. It doesn't have the voice. Like I can talk to ChatGPT and just have a conversation,
It does do that.
which
yet.
is wild.
Yet. Right.
Let's see.
And so generative stuff, it's not nowhere near that yet. Not
No, haven't seen an image.
few
created.
months. Well, how long did ChatGPT
Well, it took them a
take
year, so it'll probably take these guys a month.
Yeah. Take them 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
2 Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And we do it all thanks to the great people at Netgear, and their Orbi range is the most powerful and advanced Orbi with Wi-Fi 7, the 970 series. You can get that in the Black Edition, a limited exclusive online. They've also got business networking solutions. They've got their portable solutions. They've got the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk range is great if you love gaming, if you have high consumption devices, like a particular device you want to give quality of service to. Very cool. But the Orbi range is the all-rounder. There's a range of different models for different purposes, different homes, different people, depending on how many devices you've got, what sort of internet you've got. There's a range of questions that Netgear will ask you on their website that'll help you find the right Orbi for you. So if you're looking for the best Wi-Fi for your home, head over to Netgear, netgear.com.au.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
All right, people in the regional area have been ripped off by the ACCC and by a bunch of decisions over recent years. It is what it is. Let's give a bit of context and history here, though. Many years ago, the ACCC knocked back what was called domestic roaming, which is the idea that all 3 carriers share the entire network, so that if you're in a no coverage zone for your carrier, you'll get coverage, but the carriers will have to work out a little clip the ticket payment
play
fee.
nicely
The
together.
ACCC knocked that back. Then
Who was it? Telstra? Was it Telstra?
No, that was
Was it
Vodafone
Optus?
pushing for that. That was
Ah,
Vodafone saying the government should legislate
Yes.
for domestic roaming.
Yep.
Then Telstra and Vodafone came to an agreement to share their regional network.
Yes, and then Optus said, "Hang on a moment."
Well, no, then the ACCC said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
I thought it was an Optus protest.
No. Well, they were part of
They were part of it.
they were part of the disagreement.
Yeah.
But I contributed. Many people contributed to that ACCC investigation, and they overruled all the consumer concerns and went with Optus's woes. And then Vodafone went, okay, fine, cool. We'll just go back to Optus. To be clear, Vodafone has had roaming with Optus for a long time already with the 3G network. This is basically the new generation of that, which partners the 4G and 5G networks. So the real simple terms here is both parties came to the table with something. Optus came with thousands of towers around the country in places TPG Vodafone didn't have towers.
Right.
Vodafone came with not a checkbook, but the ownership of or license to really useful spectrum in the air.
Yeah.
And that spectrum they won at bidded auctions. And they said to Optus, listen, if we get together and use our spectrum on your towers, your customers will get better speeds, better service. Our customers can get more coverage, and great speeds and service.
So win-win.
And Optus went, cool, let's do the deal.
Let's go. Boom. And that's
So
what this is. This
that
announcement.
kicks in as of today.
Yep.
For Vodafone, it means that instead of having 400,000 square kilometres of coverage, they now have over 1 million square kilometres of coverage, which is a huge number.
And it lifts their numbers to 98.4% of Australians.
Yeah.
What were they before that? Like
95 or something.
Yeah,
It was a
okay.
low number.
Solid improvement there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but the thing is, it's quite remarkable to look at this from a case by case, place by place perspective. So, I mean, I've headed out. I'm already there to Young to do the Today Show tomorrow morning.
Yeah, this is a
yesterday's morning,
hologram
this morning.
right here.
I'm not really there. And I said I'll go to Young because I've got family there. And I said, by the way, is it any good out there? Like, has it been made any better? Turns out, just in Young, there's one Vodafone tower.
Oh.
There's now 6 towers
Wow.
because of the Optus
Well,
expansion.
you're a Vodafone customer. You go to Young a fair bit. Was there?
I
any
never have a
dramas?
problem in the main city area, but maybe just on the fringes it was a problem. It just as an example of my case of Young, they're going in that region, Young and Yass. They're going from 9 to 27 towers.
Yeah. Am I reading this right? See how we said 98.4?
I don't understand those percentages.
See, it was 89 before. Now it's 98.4. Is that right?
No, that's the increase.
Oh, the increase is
Honestly,
89%.
horrible table.
That's weird.
Not
yeah.
a fan.
State by state coverage increase.
I don't really believe those
How can you
numbers.
increase by 312%? You're now 98%.
Again, I'm telling you to ignore that
Yeah,
table. It
wow.
makes no sense to me. I'm not including it in any of my television or radio coverage of this
Righto.
because it doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot of tables. They love a table.
If you just go with raw numbers,
Yep.
it kind of gets a little bit easier to understand. And they've got some graphics being made for the Today Show, but over the country, Vodafone has 5,748 towers.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have 7,701. That's 2,000 more towers. 500 more towers in New South Wales, 300 more towers in Queensland, 490 more towers in Victoria. Like, it's big numbers of coverage. And look, this doesn't make them better than Telstra. I'm not suggesting that for a minute. But what it does do is give them the ability to sell to more people in regional Australia. Now, the thing that...
Well, they're in the conversation now,
the
aren't they?
tower count is good. That's what Optus brings to the table.
Yep.
Because of the improvement to the spectrum, there's also a really good increase in speeds. So on 4G, they did some tests in regional Victoria. They got a 287% increase in 4G speeds, a 509% increase in 5G speeds.
Whoa.
5G went from 14 meg download to 89.
How was that? Massive.
So really good improvements in speed. So basically, people are getting a better product for both telcos.
Yep.
This is going to be all a Vodafone story tomorrow, but Optus is getting just as much, let's be real. And so it's good news for regional Australia. And I make the argument that the best case scenario is that people switch to Kogan. You know, it doesn't have to be Vodafone you switch to because Kogan has...
is Vodafone, isn't it?
Yes, they have some unbelievably good deals. So...
And of course, Vodafone are going to make hay here because they're offering some pretty
like $10
some good
discounts
offers
on their mobile plans.
Yeah.
And even
Smart.
like Telstra's cheapest plan is I think $65. Is it? Right,
Cheapest SIM only plan
cheapest
Really?
SIM only plan is something like 60.
that can access 5G.
Yes.
They still have that? Did they differentiate between having 4G?
No,
only
I
and-
don't think they do anymore. No.
Yeah.
So Telstra's 50 gigabyte plan is $65 a month.
50 gigabyte for $65.
Vodafone's 50 gigabyte plan is $49 a month. Without the $10 discount they're offering, okay, without
so it
that,
gets even
that's
better.
$192 a year saved.
Boom.
Telstra over the course of a year would be $780. If you went to Kogan for $219 a year, you're saving $561.
Boom.
Now I've got to tell you, it's a hard task for this company, Optus or Vodafone, to sell to people in regional Australia. They are rusted onto Telstra.
Yeah,
they
exactly
believe
right.
there is nothing better in the world than Telstra's coverage.
Yeah.
But
Because it's been that way for quite a long
the
time.
time
But
to capitalise...
They've caught up now. They've caught up.
No, but they haven't really.
Well, they're
they've
closer
always
than they've
been
ever
pretty
been.
good, right?
Yeah.
The time to capitalise is now because regional Australia is a bit annoyed by the 3G switch off.
Yeah.
Regional Australians are saying, hang on a minute, I used to have 3G and now I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Where Telstra was saying, well, you're going to get 4G. Well, it hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened
It's
yet.
not everywhere.
It takes a while to settle in, doesn't it?
Bottom line,
Yeah.
there's a good time. It's a good time to say, at least give us a go.
Vodafone's going to work straight away.
At least give us a go. What you get today with Vodafone everywhere is what you're going to get in 6 months and a year.
Yeah, right.
This is it. This is their network.
So you're saying that those disgruntled customers who are complaining that 3G has disappeared, they get nothing in its place, may be attracted to this.
If
to
you're
them.
going to complain about coverage, then at least give someone else a go.
Yeah.
If you're going to complain about cost of living, at least give another carrier a go.
Yeah.
Like, I won't cop someone complaining to me about the cost of anything.
Yeah,
if they're
of course, you got choices. Yeah,
if you're a Telstra customer.
yeah.
Because I respect you for being a Telstra customer if you want to spend that money.
Well, it's sort of.
But
it's that
if you're
extra
then
premium,
complaining
isn't it?
about money, what are you doing? Why are you subscribed to Netflix, Stan, and Paramount, and you're a Telstra customer? Look around, folks.
Yeah.
So it's
Uncle
mate,
Trev's right.
This is a huge day for regional Australia.
It is, isn't it?
Will it result in hundreds of thousands of new customers for TPG Vodafone? Probably not.
Maybe.
I think it's
maybe
going to
not.
be a slow burn.
But I think their credibility's now, they're an option now at least. Like, we were saying Telstra customers not happy with the 3G shut-off. This could, if they're looking for alternatives, Vodafone's come along at exactly the right time.
Yeah, I think it's exciting for regional Australia. I want to see people save money because I'm passionate about people not spending stupid money on mobile phones.
Absolutely.
It just isn't required.
Yeah.
No,
you're right. You're right.
Especially if you've got kids. Like I look at my daughter who I pay $120 a year for a phone.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Koga Mobile.
Yeah. Amanda used all of her data in the last few days. We'll talk about that in the private feed.
Oy.
Well, because she's
Who
not been
used it?
sitting at home. Amanda used all of her mobile data because she's been sitting with Harry.
Don't have Wi-Fi. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
don't have Wi-Fi at home.
No. And so she burnt through it, but you just text a number and you get a bit of a data pack, right?
Yeah.
But you're better off adding data when you need it.
Yeah.
Than paying for unnecessary data all the time.
Yeah, I can remember once when you data shamed me a little bit because I had a lot of data in my
300
plan.
gigabytes or something.
But I just never know when I'm going to need that. So it's kind of, when we travel.
Honestly.
Like when we travel, right, I use my phone, I reckon, every day, a couple of times a day as my hotspot.
Yeah.
So because the Wi-Fi is just not there or it's not working very well.
40 gigabytes
and
a
so
month.
I'm smashing through data when I need it. So it's like, it's like it's that airbag I need in case of, if it's deployed, I've got it there.
It's a horrible analogy.
Well, you know what I mean. It's there if I need it.
Yes, but it's available to you to buy if you need it.
Yeah,
you can just get an extra data pack.
I don't want to do that. How much you got in your plan?
I don't know.
300
40 gig.
What?
Yeah, I'm on the lowest possible plan.
Really? Wow. So I'm just paying overs for nothing. What do you pay a month for that?
$45.
I'm on $65.
Might be 50. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I don't need that much data.
I could probably go down to a tier. I could probably go down,
Doing
and the way the
very
plans
well.
go is that you can, if you haven't, and we've said this before, if you haven't looked lately, that you're probably paying for a plan for a certain amount of data that you can probably get that same amount of data cheaper. It's probably accessible.
Yeah.
Or I could go down to just go down a tier and still have the
Don't
same
get me
amount of
started.
data.
This bloke's wasting money. He's just got too much of it. And
I wish.
There he is, Stephen Fennick. Anyway, well, if you're in regional Australia, just give Optus or Vodafone a go. Have a crack.
Yeah.
See what it's like at your place. It might be that you live outside of town and therefore maybe the tower isn't there. Whatever. But you might be delightfully surprised. And look,
There's now an
Vodafone
alternative.
Vodafone have missed a trick here. Optus have got that 7-day trial thing. I think that's about. I
still
still
got
think
that.
that's brilliant.
Still got that.
Yeah, you can just open their app and sign up to Optus
free
with an eSIM and just check it out and see whether you got coverage.
Wow.
Worst case scenario, go and get a prepaid Vodafone SIM, put it in your phone and see whether you got coverage where you work, where you play, and where you live. That's what you do.
Work and play. Important.
Where you work, play, and live.
Yeah, that's important.
I wonder if they've still got the 30-day network guarantee.
Vodafone or Optus? Vodafone.
Vodafone used to have that, remember?
Yeah.
I wonder.
And like we're both Vodafone customers because we travel, so their $5 a day roaming is unmatched by any other telco.
Yeah.
So, and is it free to go to New Zealand? Is that free roaming in New Zealand with Vodafone?
I don't go to New Zealand, so I
But
don't
isn't
know.
that? Didn't you do a story for the Today Show about that?
It might
They
be.
took you to New Zealand for the story. You don't remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay. Pretty sure it's free if you're a Vodafone customer. You go to New Zealand. It's like part of Australia.
Yeah, well, it is anyway.
Kind of is anyway.
It is anyway. All right.
Trevor, you can't
Good luck,
remember?
regional Australia.
Yeah.
Enjoy. You can read more about the Vodafone Optus partnership in regional Australia at techguide.com.au and EFTM.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Look what I've got. Although, this dummy doesn't show the screen, does it?
No, but you can, if you look hard enough at the top, you can see that it's a notch, not a dynamic island.
Righto.
If you look in the light, so Stephen's holding a dummy model of what we believe to be the iPhone SE 4th generation.
Dummy holding a dummy.
He said it, not me.
We just got in ahead of you, mate.
It was obvious.
Okay, so hang on. I need to...
So things to notice. So rumours are rife that there's going to be a new iPhone SE. It's been a couple of years. The model that Stephen has is the same size as the iPhone 16 to the millimetre. I don't have a...
I've got the Samsung. I'm
have
a
a six-
Samsung man at the
I've got a
moment.
16 Pro, which is the small model, but so put those side by side. So it's going to be a 6.1 inch screen. We can pretty much guarantee that. You want me to switch
It's
video?
the same size as the Pro. Wow.
Well, the 16 and the Pro are the same,
16,
right?
Yeah, right.
So it's the same size as a 16, a 15, a 14. It has only a single camera.
Yeah,
Well, that's what SEs do, right? But you know what they'll do? They'll
Chuck
say
a couple in, mate.
they'll say it's got great virtual portrait. For they've had all that virtual portrait stuff going on lately anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it'll have that.
So it's USB-C?
That's a really interesting
Or is
question.
it Lightning?
It
I
has
think
to.
I think that's Lightning.
It has to be
It has to be
USB-C.
C, yeah.
But that plug in the dummy does not fit a
Small.
USB-C
Yeah,
cord.
it's small. I think it's Lightning still.
It's bigger. It's way bigger than a Lightning. So from the dummy perspective,
Right.
my dummy.
USB-C is deceptively small, though. You've got one behind
That's
you?
what she said. Trust me, it doesn't fit. I've tried it. So no action button. It's got a toggle for volume.
So it's got the switch to silent?
Yep.
Okay.
No camera button, obviously.
Yeah. It's
Why would it have?
Volume up and
SIM
down.
tray.
SIM tray.
USB-C,
Power.
notch, not dynamic island. So think
And
of it as an iPhone 14
Yeah. With one camera.
with one camera.
Instead of, so what, the 14 had two?
Yeah, of course.
16 has two.
Yeah.
So if they have two cameras, then people go, well, I don't need to buy a 16. I can buy I can buy this.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah. Now this is going to be more expensive than the SEs of the past. The SE of the past came in at $719. That
this
was
is what 999.
I think $849. $999 is too much for an
Too
SE.
expensive.
Yeah.
So 849, and you're basically getting an iPhone 14 with one lens.
Yeah. I think though the power, I think it's
The
going to have an
processors-
A17 Pro.
So here's my question: Apple Intelligence
Has
or
to
not?
have it.
You reckon?
Every new Apple product has to have Apple Intelligence.
Right.
So it has to have
So is
either
that
the
a chip?
A17 Pro or
Yeah.
the A18.
So did you reckon though, like in my mind, Apple would want people to go to the top to get Apple Intelligence?
No, they make the Apple Intelligence available on all the 16 range. So
I understand, but the latest, latest and greatest is what I'm talking about. So you're saying that this, which is basically a 14, can be a sub $1,000 iPhone that will give you Apple Intelligence. Will there be a level of Apple Intelligence, or will you get all of it?
That's why it has to have the same chip as either the
It'll be
15
the same
Pro
as the
or the 16.
it'll be the 15 Pro chip. It'll be
Maybe, yeah.
Which is what the A16.
But remember,
Bionic?
there's two chips now in the
Yeah.
16s, 18
Yes.
Pro, 18 and the 18 Pro. So I would put the 18 in it, so it has a 2 or 3 year lifespan.
Okay, well that's pretty good. I reckon
849.
that's not. If
is-
it's 849, that's remarkable.
Yeah, if it's 999,
It'll be
it's
999.
disappointing to me.
I'll bet you it's 999.
Really?
It'll be
What about
999.
949?
It'll be in the. It'll
The
have a
last
9. It'll have a
SE
9 at the start
The
of the
last SE
number. Yeah,
was $719.
yeah.
It's
But that was basically what, an iPhone.
It was an
8.
iPhone 8, yeah. With
Okay.
the brains of an iPhone 13.
Yeah, I remember the chip and everything, and it was 5G. Was it 5G?
Yeah. And an iPhone.
So this will be 5G, of course. It'll have, you reckon, Apple Intelligence.
I think it
It'll
has to.
have 6.1 inch screen, not the Liquid Retina or as good as the 16 Pros.
No.
Similar
Not
design,
dynamic,
the
huh?
same flat design.
Yep.
No button for the first time on an SE.
It'll be so.
There are no buttons on
Apple,
iPhones.
Yeah,
at the
that's
moment.
no Apple devices with a
No
home button.
only on no home button.
That's it.
So home button is now gone.
RIP.
Yeah, goodbye. Now, I'm seeing here, you reckon that's going to be a notch, not a dynamic island.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like the iPhone, the iPhone
13,
14.
14, yeah.
Yeah. And so what's that here? Is that a little camera? Is that
Yeah,
your
that's
front-facing
the camera and everything that's within the notch.
And the sensor? So
if
it's
you
a
look on the
decent
right
sized
angle
notch.
under the right light, you can see the notch.
Okay. I just can't quite make it out.
Yeah.
It's a shame they didn't have like a dummy screen on there, with the icons and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mate, tell them you want a discount.
Okay.
Was it the same people that supply the other
different
dummies?
factory, this one.
Different.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like from the front, it's a dead set 16.
Yeah.
Look at it. But with the
From the
notch
back,
though.
you're a cheap ass.
Yeah, from the back, you're an iPhone 8 still.
I don't know, mate. I mean, I've never been good at picking prices, but I just
Mate,
think
if it doesn't have a 9 in front of it, I'll be very surprised.
if it's 999, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
If they can get it below
919.
Yeah, 919. That's a $200 jump on the last.
But it's
SE.
a 20 times better phone though.
Who wants a? This is a big. Let me tell you, this is a big phone for SE users.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah, it's a much bigger screen, of course. That's why it's going to be $949.
Yes, but
Yeah.
SE users, you know why they want the SE?
Yeah.
50% of them want it because it's small.
Yeah. Well, those days are over, folks. Small's gone. Much
I
to your
don't know.
disappointment, you like a small phone.
Our size, you know.
You like small things in your hand.
He's so happy with that one.
Yeah. But Look, I honestly reckon that seems to me to be a massive update to the last SE, and it can't be the same price as the last SE.
Yeah, well,
It's gonna be there'll be a 9 at the start of it. If it's not a 9, I'll be pleasantly surprised that it isn't. Well, are you still saying 8 or what?
Or
have I convinced you?
You've convinced me it's going to have a 9 in front for sure. Yeah.
It's not going to be cheap. Apple can't make a cheap phone. They cannot do it. They can't. Impossible. They can't do it. They've got to have.
The SE was a cheap phone.
Well,
at $719.
Cheap for them.
$719 was a great price.
But it was basically a 6-year-old phone though, with a chip in it. With
inside.
a better chip.
They had the power of the iPhone at 13.
Hardware wise, it was old.
Yes, but it had the power and performance to still do the things, which is why.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
I think it'll have an A18.
It's because you pay for power is what you pay for too, but the hardware, better, bigger, more recent, that's going to come at a price. And what about are there any, like, you know how you can still buy old iPhones now? Like can you buy the
14 and the 15?
14, 15.
Yeah.
So what's the 14 start at then?
Well, I know the 15 was 12.
Will this get rid of the 14 then, you reckon? Will this make that obsolete?
It might.
Is the 14 under 1,000?
The SE is still on sale, so the 14 is 1049. Right, so let's look at that way. 1049 for the 14. Now this is a 14.
Yeah. Basically,
14 screen
with one less lens. So
one less lens.
Might be 899 then, or 9949.
Yeah, but then add in the newer chip.
Yeah, there you have it. See, the 14, you buy the 14, you can't get Apple Intelligence.
You drop the 14 off the range and you make this 999.
Yeah, that could be the answer.
I'm really annoyed by their marketing department now. That feels like it's where it's going to go.
So the 13's gone.
13's
14,
gone.
which possibly replaced by this.
Will disappear.
And then there'll be 15 and 16 range.
Yeah.
16 Pro and Pro Max.
Yeah.
But the 15, you buy the 15 now, that's not Apple Intelligence.
Not Apple Intelligence, right. It's $12.49.
So again, another reason why the price could be high. So if you're spending more on an iPhone, that's not going to have Apple Intelligence. So if that phone's got Apple Intelligence, that's a bit of a gap in the market in their lineup.
It's a great point, mate. It's a great point because if you look at this compared to a 15, they're exactly the same size and shape. It's one less camera and it doesn't have a dynamic island. Is that $250 worth? Because it's $12.49 for a 15. And is Apple Intelligence offset that?
Put yourself in the feet of a Apple customer, got an older phone or new to iPhone. Do I get the one that's compatible with Apple Intelligence, or do I pay more for the 15 that doesn't have it?
Does Apple Intelligence actually have that cachet in the market yet?
Oh, I think so, yeah. I think it's on every bit of advertising they do now. Everything is
I know
Apple
it is,
Intelligence.
but does it have that cachet? Does it? Do people want for it?
I reckon. Like imagine you're at a Barbie, you've just bought the SE for $949. Got Apple Intelligence. I love this phone. Got Apple Intelligence. And your mate goes, "Oh, mate, I paid $1,249 for the 15. I don't have Apple Intelligence. What's the go there? What do you mean?" Can you imagine that conversation?
They are creating a problem for themselves, aren't they?
Well, I can imagine that conversation, and there'd be people who'd be disappointed if they spent more money on a 15, which is hardware-wise better and newer, but potentially could have a weaker processor that won't have Apple Intelligence and it's more expensive. So I don't know what Apple's going to do here price-wise.
You get more cameras and a dynamic island. That's what you justify. That's how the only way to justify it.
Yeah. So if you want to focus on your photography, you get one extra lens. Can you see how it's going to be a little bit muddy now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, let me ask you this final question: is it possible they bring out the SE without Apple Intelligence? So I just had in my mind that it always would.
I reckon that's the answer.
Yeah.
That's the answer to justify the price difference. If it's got Apple Intelligence, it's going to have a better the processor is going to be better than that. And you're saying it's going to be potentially cheaper than that. Mate, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's why I reckon potentially may not have Apple Intelligence. May just be your entry level phone. I can't imagine them introducing a cheaper phone that's got Apple Intelligence when there's other phones in the range that are more expensive that don't have it.
Yeah.
So interesting to see. When are we thinking this is going to be? Is it March?
Yeah,
March,
I feel
April?
like it's a late Feb, March.
Yeah.
I mean,
so, yeah, right.
Last
normally
one
when
was,
it is,
was
March?
mid to early March.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So
will they have an event for this, or just be an announcement?
They never have an event for an SE.
Not for the SE. Yeah.
Unless there's more. Is there anything else to come?
I reckon there's an update. There's an iPad update they're due for too. Isn't it an
Which
iPad about
iPad?
March? I don't know. The Pro. Is there a Pro update? When was
Pro
that?
due?
Was
I
that
think
last year?
Pro's due.
Was that March last year?
I Feels like it was last year. Oh, yeah, because I went. It was at London.
The one
Wasn't
in
it
London. What month was that?
Middle
That was
of the year.
middle of the year, right? Okay.
No, it was early in the year, like March, April.
Okay.
It was pre
So it's around that time, eh? Are they going to do an iPad update again or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think they will either. Or has iPad's got Apple
The only thing
Intelligence?
that's due is Mac Studio.
Yes. Is that that'll be March?
Yeah.
I'm up for that too. That's
I'm
great.
clinging for dear life to that loan agreement.
Me too. I extended that a few times. Yeah, loving that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at my accounts going, it's probably time, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, mate, at one point I was thinking of just buying it, and
Yeah.
then when they
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I kind of.
Oh,
but,
you're
but,
going to update
but
yourself.
now I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to do that until it updates
Yeah.
with the M4
Yeah.
Max
Because
Ultra
what's it now?
Pro thing.
M2.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to skip 3 and go to 4.
Skip 3, go to 4.
Yeah. Bring that on. Bring that on all day.
But so you don't have a Mac Studio event where the SE
No.
comes out. Those are not.
yeah, they sort of
event buddies.
crossing swords there.
It's like,
aren't
let's talk to the cheapies. Let's talk to the poors and
they?
the
And then we
and the
talk
rich
to
people.
the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand. Yep. Yeah. No, you're right.
So I don't think there's an event for the SE.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mate, there's going to be some.
is there an event before Dub?
No, not normally. Not usually.
There's been a lot
They
of
just haven't
March.
now, unless it's a special
There's
one-off
been
thing.
March events.
Unless there's things like that
often.
when they took you to London for that one-off thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's not an event as
Remember
such.
Chicago was a March thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was all around education. That was iPad, wasn't it?
I know.
iPad. Yeah, I remember that. That was good. That was a good trip, that one. My first and only time ever to Chicago.
Same.
Chicago.
So I'm going to just humorous here, folks, for a moment. I'm going to quickly look back at all the events from the last couple of years. So 2024 May was the
Was the iPad event?
iPad event.
Oh.
2023 there was just June, September, and there was an October.
October event.
Very fast.
Oh, that was a
Was
not
it
in person, was it?
Yeah,
Was that in
doesn't say.
person?
Wikipedia doesn't tell me.
No, scary fast because it was Halloween. We were here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we have to go pre-COVID to have a look at the rest of the world. 2019 there was a March, which was the Steve Jobs Theatre, the Apple TV Plus. 2019, when you just mentioned you were in Paris.
Yes. Correct.
2018 there was a March event
Okay.
at the high school.
Ah, so
So-
was that Chicago, 2018?
Yeah.
That was was that 7 years ago?
Jesus.
Wow,
How old are you?
You sure? You were there too, mate.
2016
Yeah.
there was an event, but I don't think Australians went to it, for original SE. First
Yeah.
generation SE.
You never went to that?
Not in 2016. I don't think I was that close.
Yeah, right. You weren't the superstar that you are today. Is that what you're saying,
Yeah,
mate?
we all
You
find
still
our
work.
time. No,
you
that
still
was
working with
post
EFTM?
SBS, I think.
Ah.
That was post
Are you
SBS.
just into tech then, full time, or when did you pull the trigger? By the way, what year was it? Is it 10 years yet?
No, it's not 10 years. I think it'd be early 2016 it was.
So it's 2016 you did it.
Yeah,
Wow, big move.
yeah, big move. It's paid off.
Big move. Paid off. Of course it has, mate.
Not the house,
Of course.
but, you know,
The move's paid off, but my
the
house
move's
is
paid off. The house has got another 20 years of
And
really
then some.
peak stuff, and then
Wow.
probably another 30 after that. Anyway, look, I don't know. But here's the thing, folks. You've just learned we have no idea.
Well,
We have no idea.
Trevor had the dummy though. At least you had the dummy. We know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I've been sold a dummy.
We just don't know how much it's going to cost or whether it's
Literally.
going to have Apple Intelligence.
Look, there's two dummies on the screen at one time again. All right, look at it.
Good on you.
All right.
I walked into that one.
Yeah, you did. You walked straight into it. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo. We've got Arlo cameras all over
Everywhere.
our places.
Like-
It's like Fort Knox, our joints. Trevor, even more so.
Not getting in.
We use these products and we know how well they are, how well they operate, and where they stand in the market. Arlo's a leader in this market, and if you want to get started, you can build your own bundle and save. That's the good news here. Is if you want to buy a camera, you want to buy a doorbell, several cameras, maybe a indoor camera, outdoor camera, solar panel. You can do that, and if you're going to make that purchase, then why not get a discount? The more you bundle, the more you save. So any order over $500,
Ooh.
when you put it in your little in your
Shopping cart.
you can get 10% off
Yeah.
all of that. If that goes over $1,000, then you get 15% off.
Boom.
Did you know that? And if that order exceeds $1,500,
Stephen will install it for you.
I will come over personally with Trev and install it, but you also get 20% off.
Imagine
That's 20%.
Can you imagine someone emails us their receipt and goes, "When are you coming around?"
And
they're in Perth.
We'll see you there. Yeah,
It was a joke. We're not coming around.
You got to pay for the airfare and accommodation. Is that a deal?
Okay.
All right.
And
But
dinner,
anyway, and
steak.
We're talking
The best steak restaurant in your city,
Yeah, giddy up.
metropolitan Arizona.
Yeah, Essential Indoor 2K, Essential 2K. There's the Essential XL Ultra 2.
Wide,
there's the Pro
floodlight.
5. So all these cameras vary in their resolution and field of view. So there's a good, better, best in all the range. But the good news is that you got access to all of them, including the wireless floodlight camera. And the wired floodlight camera, which is new, wired to power, wireless into your connection.
Yep.
As well as the doorbells, and of course the secure basic unlimited plan. That's another thing. If you add that to your basket, it's another thing that's counted towards
Boom.
your discount.
How about your days?
So check it all out at arlo.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
All right, now one for personal safety here, and we saw this at CES 2024. Swan announced this little product. It's a personal alarm. So basically, what this it's a little like a dead man switch,
Like a little button.
little button you push. So put it on your key ring, put it on your backpack, put it wherever you want. And if you feel like you're in any sort of concern or duress, you push the button. And because it's Bluetooth paired with your phone, you don't need to get your phone out and go, "Hey, I feel like I'm under attack. There's someone following me."
Yeah, I'm unsafe.
You just push the button and it triggers an alert to your emergency contacts.
And shares your GPS location.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is for $39.95.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a fantastic
And you
little
don't
gadget.
need to have any of the other Swan products for this to work. Hey, it's a one-off
No,
thing.
standalone.
Yeah,
Do your
it's
best.
Great for young students, young women.
It has a
shift
120 decibel siren.
Yeah, that's loud, eh?
Like that's going to freak the average attacker out. It's sending a GPS location to your emergency contact along with an SMS. So basically, they get a contact. So you don't set this up and just randomly add someone to it. You say, "Listen, I'm going to set you up as my contact.
Yeah.
If you ever get this
If you
alert,
get this
please
alert,
click on it and come find me." Like that's the basis of it.
That's good.
And it's just so simple because it's just a simple battery, $40, and
you download the Swan Security app, so it works with the app.
you can get the bloody thing at Bunnings and Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
So
$40.
it's actually a really good gift
give
for
it to your kids. Give
and
it
it doesn't
your
have
daughter,
to be
give it
just be
someone.
for the women in your life. Anyone who is worried about walking late at night or they're catching public transport, whatever it might be. If you have personal safety concerns, get one of these. Great peace of mind, and it also can work. You could work for the elderly as well.
Yeah.
So you could have it.
So say they have a fall or something, they can press the button.
press it. So you might attach it to their neck. You might have a necklace.
Yeah. But it only sends an SMS. It doesn't initiate a call.
No,
It doesn't-
that's right.
yeah.
Just
so
so
you
you-
know
you-
something's up.
You need to understand what it does, and
Yeah.
you need to be within. Like I wouldn't want my mum to have one of these because I'm 4.5 hours away from her. So, my brother would
Someone
be the
close
emergency
by.
contact.
Yes.
But as a simple way of, because a lot of people talk about buying an iPhone and an Apple Watch for those kind of things.
Yeah.
A simple button that triggers that. You might put it on the bedside because they're not feeling well and they need you, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But the real simple use for it is, your kids walking to school, catching the train, catching the bus.
Coming home late. Yeah.
I was driving back home in the dark last night at like 11 o'clock
You're scared.
through Hornsby.
okay, mate?
Yeah.
You
And
okay?
I saw a woman walking across the road, obviously walking to work. She looked like she was probably a nurse.
Yep.
And I thought, you're a long way from the hospital. So she's either come from work and then now walking home to an apartment, which would have been a kilometre away at least.
Yeah.
Or she's walking to the hospital, which is 2 kilometres away. And I'm thinking that's the exact person who should have one of these on their keychain or in their pocket.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, great little product.
Yep, absolutely. The Swan Active Response, it's actually called, $39.95, and it's from, what you could say, Bunnings,
Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi. You
so
can get it everywhere.
easy.
Check out photos and details at techguide.com.au and EFTM.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
I thought we'd wrap up, mate, with a little anniversary story.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Well, it's not actually my anniversary.
Oh,
it's the
boring.
iPad anniversary.
Oh.
iPad was released in January the 28th Sydney time, and you got the original
I've got
one
the
right
original
there.
one right here.
On January the 28th in the US, 2010.
Got flashbacks?
And I was there, folks. I was at that launch, and I got to say, it was one of those events where you'll tell your grandkids about that event.
Yeah.
It was huge, and Steve Jobs was there presenting.
Yep.
And it came at a time when the phone had only been out 2 or 3 years. we were still very much laptops were still, our mobile device of choice sort of thing for serious computing.
Yep.
And I can remember the presentation was all about how is there room for a product in the middle? And if there is, it's got to be better at that and better at that at doing certain things like browsing, email. And do you remember at the time where the big thing that was coming out, all the companies had a netbook. Remember the little netbooks?
Yeah, a little Asus EE book.
Yeah, you remember those?
Little tiny little
HP
computers.
had one. They all had them. And Steve Jobs mentioned in the presentation, I actually quoted in my story, he said that everyone thinks that it's that product is a netbook. But he says it's basically just a worse version of a laptop.
Yeah.
And so that went by the wayside. And he said, well, we've got something that may be the answer, and we'd like to show it to you today.
What was the lead up? Were there rumours?
Oh, yeah.
There was rumours. We knew it was coming.
Rumours.
In fact,
everyone knew it was going to be a tablet.
the name was the big
the
conjecture.
name,
What
no
was
one
it
knew
gonna
the
be
name.
called? Yeah.
Everyone knew that it was going to be a tablet-like
And it got
product.
mocked pretty heavy early on.
Early on, when it was called an iPad, there were a few
Feminine hygiene products, all those kind of things.
It went through that, but
Like you're hugging that.
it is. Yeah, man, I'm very close to it. This is the 3G version too, was it? 3G. Yeah. And I can remember when Steve Jobs actually pulled it out and he sort of showed, he goes, it's super thin and light. It's actually quite chunky. Yeah. At the time, it was very
It's
sleek.
bloated at the back like that iMac.
Did it your battery blow?
No, that's just how it designed. It had that.
It matched the iMac, correct?
What I wish I still had and I don't is the original case. You remember the black folio case that folded and looped back? It was a weird case. It was very hard to get in. But it was at the time it was kicking off the case.
There'd be a museum somewhere with this. And so what I did, I was there, obviously at the launch, and there was. But I remember seeing Al Gore, who was on the board at the time.
Yep.
Phil Schiller, and Stephen Fry. The guy the comedian author.
Yep.
And then after this is my biggest story from the event. Afterwards, at the hands-on area, two things happened. Number one, I got my hands on it. Was one of the first people to touch it and use it. First thing I did, because I was working at News Limited at the time, right? I then looked up news.com.au and read my story about the iPad on the iPad that I'd already filed.
Yeah.
I got a photo of it on my story.
Yeah.
And then I was standing around, and I just happened to be standing next to Walt Mossberg.
Yep. Legend.
Ed Baig, who I know to this day, he sees me at all the events, and mate, how are you? I see him all the time. He was at the time from USA Today, and David Pogue from New York Times. So 3 tech titans journalists, right? I just happened to be standing in a circle with them. They're sort of chatting away, and Steve Jobs walks up and stands in that circle. And he obviously didn't come over because he knew me. He came over because he knew these other guys. And I just happened to be in his presence, and he was just talking about how, mate, this is going to change the world. You wait to see how this is going to be in schools and hospitals. And mate, I was just watching him talk. And he was chatting away with Walt Mossberg and those other guys. But that was just a remarkable moment. It'd be a career highlight thinking, well, I was in his presence at this launch.
That's awesome.
And it was, it was when, it was only, a year and a half before, a year and a bit later he died. The surprising thing, because I remember I got invited to the iPad 2 launch, and I had started Tech Guide then. And the biggest news was that not that there was that everyone sort of knew there was a product was coming, but that he stood up and presented it because he was sick at the time.
Yeah,
I think he stepped down as CEO and all that, and he took the stage. And I wrote that was the biggest story, that he was there, that he was talking about it. So a year earlier when he was doing the iPad, you could still tell he was pretty skinny and all that, but mate, he presented it like a genius. It was so good. Yeah.
What a memory.
A moment in time. It was
what a product, what a memory, and it's an enduring product.
It's still around today, It's in the first year, it sold 15 million devices in the first year and it was released in 2010.
Yeah.
15 million. So it set a whole new path for computing. And now, there were tablets before that, but nothing like this. Nothing like the consumer touchscreen, just unbelievable tablet.
Yeah, spot on.
Amazing.
Very cool. You can read that recollection and see these photos all at techguide.com.au. Stephen, lovely to be back in the studio. Great to have your company. And I guess
we are back, baby.
Come back and do it again for another couple of weeks, and then we'll have an anniversary.
Our anniversary of the podcast.
Yeah.
What's that, 14 years?
Yeah.
Wow. We're going to get cake in that? Balloons?
No.
No. See what we can do.
Spewing because we've probably got a 1 and a 4 at home because Victoria turned 14
Come on,
in
mate.
September.
Come on.
Spewing. We should have kept them. In
Oh,
August, sorry. August.
Doesn't matter.
Two Blokes Talking Tech. Thanks for your company. We'll do it again next week. See you, Stephen.
Ciao.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.